This is another Golden Age comic book. Punch Comics number 11. This is actually a pretty older one. It's like 1944. That's pretty darn old. 60 something years old. This is an interesting little comic book. It's like some of these, like all these older comic books, they didn't just have one kind of story. They have all kinds of stories in here. Like this is kind of a comic, like almost like a comic strip, funny cartoon. This guy's a boxer. I guess this is supposed to be his sister or girlfriend. I'm not sure. He calls her sis, but then he calls her cutie. Oh, this is supposed to be some woman trying to pick him up. He's a boxer. So this woman's after him because I guess she wants his money. I just like this camera. I just got this new camera. It's awesome. You can read the dialogue. So I don't have to go through like some of my older videos. I was going through and talking about them. Now you can just read them. Turn the volume down and use the pause button if I'm moving too fast. You can actually read these comics yourself. I'll probably talk about them a little bit here. These are kind of just fun little goofy comic. This comic here. This is like typical some of the Golden Age comics. It's got like 4 or 5 different features in one comic book. Not like the new comic books where you buy X-Men and everything in there's X-Men. This comic's got like 3, 4, 5 different type stories. I saw some guy on eBay. He's selling a like a DVD CD-ROM type deal. He's got like 500 Golden Age comic books on one disc, which is pretty cool. Might have to buy that. So I bought one before Spider-Man. I got like over 500, just about every Amazing Spider-Man, or most of them, on one disc for 20 bucks. It's a pretty good deal, but I still haven't read any of them hardly. I never seem to have time to read comic books. I get lazy. I don't feel like reading sometimes. I'd rather just watch a movie. To go through and read 500 comic books, heck, that would take quite a long time. This is kind of weird. This character's called, it's a superhero called Master Key. It's kind of funny though, his outfit when they show him. Because he just puts on a white suit with a white hat, no mask, and yet nobody recognizes his identity. Kind of goofy. Master Key, huh? I can dress up like him for Halloween. Just get a white hat and a white coat. Guy falls out the window to his death. Now I've gotten lazy. I don't feel like talking. I usually talk through all these videos describing what's going on in the comic book, but since you can read the dialogue now. This is funny. This woman knows this guy, but she doesn't recognize him just because he's wearing a white hat. Now that he's got the white hat off, who is the Master Key? Like, she can't tell who he is just because he changed his clothes. Pretty stupid. Sky Chief. Another cheeseball superhero. It's kind of funny though. It's kind of hard to come up with a cool superhero. It's like we already had Superman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern. Of course, later on they came out with Marvel Comics, but with all the great super cool superheroes that lasted, there's a whole lot of them like this were just kind of cheesy. Sky Chief. The commie, all the Germans are shooting down airplanes. This is during World War II, I guess. It's cool. Here he throws a little glider out the little model airplane, and they, from the distance, they think it's a real plane, so they shoot it down. Isn't it the further you get back with comic books? Also, this is 1944. The thicker and thicker they used to be. They used to actually be worthy of the title books. Now something like this would be considered like a soft cover graphic novel or some shit with all the pages and words. Oh, they're not trying to blow him up, so he just grabs the dynamite between his legs and somehow manages to throw it away from himself. So he blows him up. He's a G-man. Well, this story here is kind of racist or whatever. In this story, the Arabs are the savage beasts. The British want to make a deal with the Arabs during World War II. But they want to make a deal with the Germans because the Germans are already there. They don't want to wait 6 hours for the British to show up. So this guy starts playing a bunch of songs on his harmonica. And according to this story, the savage, stupid Arabs are so dumb, they get soothed by the music of the harmonica and wait for the British to show up and make a deal with the British. Here's another story. One of these cornball, looks like a comic strip type thing. I sold this one on eBay, and I mistakenly listed it as a horror comic because I didn't open it up and look at it. The cover's got a picture of a skeleton on it, so I thought it was a horror comic, but not really. It's like superhero stuff and comics. Comic strip type comics. This is kind of stuff you see in the newspaper. Beetle Bailey type stuff. Yeah, but use your there's a Japanese guy portrayed as a caricature. They didn't have political correctness back then. And this one is weird, Little Nemo. This is a weird strip. I think this one used to be in the Sunday morning paper, comic strips. I don't really get this. Weird title. Then here's like a little kid. Is he supposed to be a black person or what? It's a weird little caricature. Like a savage or something. This is a very, very bizarre story and character. I don't even know how to describe this one. You have to read this one. They ordered a dragon through the mail, apparently. When they open it up, it starts, it eats smoke. Kind of weird. It's weird though. Back in these days, in the 1940s, 50s, comic books were like huge. I guess this is before television, or the early days of television, maybe. The people, young kids, they like to read comic books, and older people too. I see a lot of the GIs, like overseas during World War II, would read comic books to take their minds off shit. This one's supposed to be a true story. Of some robberies that occurred in Ohio. And I'm almost running out of time because 15-minute limit on YouTube. I may not finish this one. May have to do a part 2 on this one also. I love this camera though, the way I'm looking at it through the viewfinder, I can read all the dialogue, so I think that's pretty awesome for everybody watching this. If nobody else watches it, hell, I'll watch it. Whenever I want to read it again, once I get rid of it, I'm mailing it to some guy, because I sold it. Alright, ready to stop it here in a minute, almost hitting the 15-minute mark. Well, I guess I'll stop here.